Are you in there?
Yeah. That way you and I will both be hosts. Perfect.
Samson says life. I'm going to turn up the volume on this. I want you to turn on your volume, but mute yourself.
Okay.
I have to turn my volume down. Or one of us has to turn our volumes down.
My volume's on.
Well, my volume's, I'm muted and my volume is off. So I think we both have to
Just stay off.
Okay.
Yeah, ask her again.
Leanne, can you hear us now?
Leanne, can you hear me? Can you hear Mark from the back of the room?
She said yes.
Okay, great.
All right. Can you hear it clearly? I'm getting yeses, so that's good.
We will take
All right, this is, all right, I gotta talk to Marcia. Marcia.
You get used to it.
Some of those are mine.
You can hear me now. I can see that. Okay. All right, here we are. You are here for our January team meeting. I'm wearing a mask when mingling. My son has a tickle in his throat and I'm being cautious. So that's the situation. It is a time where we're all navigating complexity in home life and school and work. And so the grace and wisdom that we can all encourage one another with, the better. We have a full meeting today, first meeting of the new year. Normally we try to include in a meeting like one meatier portion where it's a denser topical conversation. We have lots of little, if that's normally an entree, we're doing lots of appetizers today as we think about ways to get better connected at the Market Center, hearing from more of our leaders than normal today, getting introduced to this year's ALC, which I'm very excited about, as well as hearing from some outside of our office with a new program with Keller Offers, as well as a kind of a social media snippet training as well from, I believe Nate will be joining us for that today. So lots to cover and lots to celebrate. I am going to just briefly, for a second on the mission moment, one of our themes this year is growing smaller. Growing smaller. So we're not getting any smaller. We continue to grow, which is exciting. That's not the goal, but it's evidence of good things happening. But as we grow, we realize that there's challenges and risks associated with that. So a big part of what we're looking to do this year, and you guys will be hearing more about, is ways to get more plugged in and more connected. That will involve introducing the ALC. I've got my things out of order there. Any other mission moments? Has anyone observed something in someone else, or have a brief story to share as we celebrate us living out the mission in our respective lives and businesses?
Our camera off.
Don't all jump at once. Christian, you're just like teaming there, but.
I just like everybody.
That's a reason to smile. Yeah, hey, better to err on that side, right? All right, well, we welcomed a handful of faces this past month, and Amanda, can you help us to welcome them?
Hi, everybody. We had a good month in December. We welcomed Kelly Starr, Danielle Ingram, Adam Moran, Amanda Blakeman.
Get earplugs. We could probably hear it better. Do you want me to get earplugs?
I
You put
know a
one
few
in,
of them
I'll
are
put one
on
in.
Zoom.
You want to hear it better? Because it's not real loud.
Taylor's
is it?
Hi, Taylor.
I got your text.
Yes, right. Nice work. Love that. Good. Well, welcome. Say hello.
Taylor is the most recently licensed member, December 22nd. I heard it a couple times, so he's going to get it off to the races. We're thrilled to have you. Thanks, Amanda. All right, we are going to do a brief kind of Market Center numbers and review for December as well as for the year. So another monster month. Normally we're seeing December things begin to taper. January and February are typically, you guys know this, slowest month. But we closed 335 homes in December, which is 3 off of our all-time record of a couple of months ago. Our closed volume, 60.3 million, 258 listings taken, 156 listings sold. And this is these bottom ones are for the year in total. And this is the one that we really get excited about. How is our average agent actually doing? 14.2 units sold, which is actually basically identical to last year. That said, our average volume was higher because the average sale price is we all know, trickling in that direction. And then our average agent made just a hair under $70,000. So give yourselves a hand for just a fantastic finish. And as you know, our goal is to get as many as possible hitting 65 this year, which may seem like it's a step backward because we hit 70 this year, but with some changes at the Market Center, as well as wanting people to feel empowered. Hey, if you hit 70 this year, don't settle for 65. We're seeking to continue to grow, but we're excited to help more and more people make a real living. Then these are annual numbers here, just to give you a sense of what we accomplished. And we'll share this. This is for those of you who are solo, who can't kind of brag about what my team also accomplished. Sharing what we're doing at the Market Center, or the team that you're a part of, can be a good story to tell to your people. So we served just under 3,400 families in 2021. Up from and all of these, everything in 2021 is an all-time record, every single one of those categories. So we closed $628 million of real estate, took 2,400 listings, sold 1,500 and change of them, and some of those are still out there. Our average sale price was up $13,000 from last year, and then we discussed the agent specific numbers year to date. These are numbers aren't the goal, but numbers tell the story at the same time. And so well done, whether you're brand new getting started or you've been operating at a high level for a while. Any thoughts or questions as you look at this, kind of reflections before we move forward?
Can I ask, how many more agents did we have? 21 versus 20.
Great question. From a total agent count standpoint, about 35 or 40 more agents this time, but right now, than we did this time last year. So our agent count grew by like 17% and our volume grew by about 35%. So that's a good number. It's better than, hey, we grew by 40%, but we only did 10% more business. Like, oh, that's not actually great. We are more productive. Our average agent is more productive, which is a good story to tell. All right, Dee Dee, come up and give us the rundown.
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. It's hard to believe, 2022. So December profit share, we profit shared 53,182 back to our agents, which is amazing. Our annual amount that we profit shared was 520,647 is on that check. That's what I'm looking at. Anytime you're curious, you can always come in and take a look at that check. I mostly always have it updated. I think there was one time where it wasn't, but that's okay. Just come talk to me then. But that's amazing. I mean, to profit share back over $500,000 to our agents as our reward to you for helping us grow is amazing. So congratulations to all of you who have been able to take advantage of that.
I think last year was like 396,000, like just under 4.
Yeah.
So that's a seismic leap, which is awesome.
Nice work. And congratulations to our December cappers. We have Scott and Lynette Killey, Gina Ferrer, and Heather Mahillis.
Woo! You guys capped in like 9 days. I mean, that was lickety split. Oh, stop. Just stop.
Please, no more.
Well done.
Okay, here we go. Our December top producers, Andy Alamini, Tina Bagnoli, Jonathan Burris, Cindy Carpenter, Olivia Christie, Julie Day, Mercedes Dunn, Jared Dutton, Patty Dutton, Gina Ferrer, Bob Fincher, Brandon Fleming, Corey Fuller, Amanda Gordon, Amy Guthrie, Tom Heidi, Jessica Hendershot, Rachel Hogue, Megan Holland, Nikki Horvath, Michael Humphreys, Tracy Jones, Ryan Jones, Jamie Kelly, Scott Lynette Kelly, Alyssa Kingset, Marcy Clee, Michelle Knight, Mike Crum, Jessica Laird, Annabelle Lakota, Christian Lamb, Hannah Lapps, Bree Lehman, Daniel McCara, Kevin McCauley, Jose Medina, Doug Miller, Tyler Miller, Jen Mucci, Talithia Mummerts, Cassie Parsons, Tiffany Pepper, Ryan Prosser, Susan Quilter, Nick Remark, Jonathan Riley, Christina Roberto, Martina Sadler, Melissa Sanford, Roman Smith, Julie Smith-Geyser, Daniel Thomas, Lance Trainum, Jackie Wakeham, Stephanie Webb, and Brenda Wise.
Woo! What were those first 20 names? I missed it.
You and I are already firing on all our cylinders here with that sweatshirt. So
That's amazing.
yes, congratulations to all of our December time.
And again, that's three units. I was texting one of our newer agents that's on the list last night. I'm like, congrats, you made the top producers. He said, I did? Yeah, three units. So,
Yeah.
or $500,000. So well done. I'll highlight Mercedes because she's sitting right here. Mercedes has had a great year. And then like
Yeah.
December, 10 units closed, just crushed it. So that was awesome.
Oh, no, I am not done.
You were not done. I don't think there's another slide for you, but you
No,
did
there's
have
not.
something else to discuss. Yeah,
And we are obviously past our end of year, so 1099s will be coming out, just so that you know, they'll be mailed again like they were last year. Any details or whatnot that you might need, you can come and see me and I'm happy to get those for you. That being said, if there's any changes to addresses, we've already received quite a few into the Market Center. But if your address has changed in the year and you've not notified us, please let me know so that way, when it gets mailed to you, it goes to the proper place. And if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. Okay, thank you.
if you're not sure what a 1099 is, let's talk. You'll be joining the finance committee this year.
Yes.
All right, well, the new year brings a new partner. And so I'm gonna stop my share. And Gina, I see you. And
Good morning, Mark, and Happy New Year.
hang on just a quick second, Gina.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Click on her face and pin her. Add pin. There we go.
All right, try again.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
My name is Gina Legeza, and I'm your area sales manager with America's Preferred Home Warranty. I've been with APHW for 7 years. I was lucky enough to meet a lot of you at Bold, which was my 22nd Bold.
Wow.
So we used to do these, Mark, 4 times a year. So I was very blessed to get a wealth of knowledge through our Bold classes, but I'm just really looking forward in our Market Center to helping all of our Rockstar agents run more listings, get more buyers, helping protect their clients and get continuous referrals and eliminate the risk. And through our warranty program, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody and changing some lives for sure. I certainly appreciate the support. I'm very excited what 2022 is going to bring. And since we're speaking on growing, Mark, I'm excited to announce that year over year, through our home warranties, we grew over 10% in 2021.
Wow. That's remarkable given the year that this was for waiving inspections and all of that.
Yes, very grateful. So I'm looking forward to building relationships and working with all of you. I've known a lot of you throughout the years, but it's a very exciting time with our Market Center. So thank you so much.
Awesome. And thank you in advance. Gina has graciously sponsored lunch, whatever it is. I just see bottled waters out there, but I'm assuming we're eating too. Nice. So we're so glad to partner.
I'm Italian, Mark. You have to eat. So it's pizza and it's salad. So look forward to in the future actually doing some home cooking for my agents in the office.
Okay, now we're talking. Awesome. Well, we're so glad to have you, Gina. And you will all be hearing from her in the weeks and months to come if you haven't interacted with her already. Fantastic. All right. Well, I'm going to welcome an additional guest. Nate, is it Nathan or Nate? I'm not entirely sure. You can go ahead and unmute, and I'm going to pin you.
Yeah, it depends on what I've done wrong.
Your mom calls you Nathan when you're busted. So
Exactly,
I'm going to give just a brief intro, Nate, and we'll go from there. So many people know that social media is an important part of your business, but don't really know, okay, so what? Do I just post when I go under contract? Do I blow people up all the time? What's the best way to do this and how do I do this? So Nate's gonna share a little bit and invite us to an opportunity as well. So with that, I yield the floor, Nate.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so let me give you guys a little bit of background on how this all started. Just over 2 years ago, I sat down with Brooke Silva. She's an RTT. And we were just troubleshooting what agents were asking for by way of support. And one of the things that really stood out was they wanted to use social media, but they didn't know how to communicate clearly using the tools. So what we did is we took a step back and we built a training course that not only shows agents how to effectively use the social media platforms, but also how to communicate clearly through them. So how to write copy, how to source content, how and when to post. One of the big things is that we need you to understand why people engage with the content that you put out there. So when we show you the basics, it becomes a lot easier to understand and you become more confident using social media to grow your business. There's more purpose behind it. So the reason I'm here is we're actually going to be doing a training class. We're going to be going through the fundamentals. So if you have any questions about, what do I do? How do I post? How do I source content? How do I define a target audience? Who do I speak to? How do I get more engagement? We're going to cover all of that. All right. The other thing is that we have been testing out with some folks in your market center and a few others, a turnkey solution, so that if you don't want to do it yourself, we have the ability to do it, kind of the basics for you. And we'll talk about that more in the class.
When's the class, Nate?
We're confirming the dates.
Okay.
And times.
Later.
Later this month at some point.
Fantastic. So if you guys are looking to learn, or if you're looking for a version of an easy button for use of social media in your business, get in touch with the folks at, is it Ooga or Ooga, or what's our pronunciation there?
Ooga.
Okay, long O, okay. Awesome, well, thanks for joining us today.
All right, it's my pleasure. Thanks everybody, hope to see you there.
All righty. Where'd we go? I just need to go back to the thing. That's not where we are. All right, so thanks for bearing with me there. As many of you know, though perhaps not all of you, a key kind of aspect of life, or one of the things that makes KW is having an agent leadership council. That's what ALC stands for. And it's basically the board of representatives in some ways, an agent voice, so that market center leadership and agents are interacting. They're influencers within the market center, but really it's a leadership lab for them to grow their lives and their businesses as well. So this is your 2022 class. You'll see some familiar faces. We have, let's see, Tina Bagnoli, Scott Killey, Cindy Carpenter, Jeremy Brobson, and Sam Holmes are all returning. And then Melissa Steiner, Lance Trainum, Mercedes Dunn, and Amanda Gordon are stepping in for the first time. So I'm really excited for this group, and you can see the committees that they are part of there. Jeremy, if you're zooming in, sorry that I've got an old picture for you there. So we're going to transition into a time where we're going to hear from a handful of folks about ways that you can plug in a little bit more. This is not fundamentally about, I think even the word committee doesn't excite a lot of people. And I don't want to make this just about semantics, but we want to help this market center to be as connected as is reasonable. Some people say, no, I just want to go do my life, my business. We're not going to be mad at you, but for the people that are looking for more ways to connect on a social level, because as you know, it can be lonely in this business. So from a social connection, as well as developing and improving yourself in an aspect of your life and your business, the committees will provide an opportunity to do that. So with that, I want to invite up, we'll have Amanda go first. And Amanda is actually, she is in sunny Orlando right now. So she was gracious to send us a little video.
Hey everyone, Amanda Gordon here. I am in Orlando, Florida at the Glover U conference, so I will not be able to be there. However, I want to talk to you about the growth committee. So they say that money does not grow on trees. However, in this case, it does. So what if I had a way for you to make passive income with no financial risk, no legal risk, no down payment, and absolutely no phone calls. Would you do it? I hope your answer was yes. If you would like to know more information, join me in the growth committee and we will talk about how to get you that money. Money is a great thing and there is a wonderful way to do that. I'll see you guys when I get back.
Thank you, Amanda. Amanda, I'll just tell you, Amanda is on fire. She's a one who sets big goals and is looking to do that this year with Profit Share and the committee as well. I'm going to do a stop share just so you guys can see each other a little bit better. All right, let's have Tina come up and talk a little bit about the Level Up Committee. What on earth does that mean, Tina?
Well, it started with, hi, I'm Tina.
Hi, Tina.
It started up with agent success and that was just too vague. So how I think we discussed it is that we're going to try to do some level up labs. Okay, no matter what stage you are in your business, we want to reach you and get you those resources, whether it be tech or, you know, education, resources from, you know, other agents that are having struggles just like you have, because really the struggles that you are having, everybody else has had it as well. So you're not alone, we're all in this together. So with this committee, we would like for you to join us and let's get rid of committee because yes, it is. Planning sessions or mastermind so that we can get together and put a program together that we all know other agents are going to need. So
yep,
that's my spiel. So join us for our planning sessions.
There we go. There we go. We were going to go with Level Up Lab, you know, but
I like that one.
yeah, I think you guys have heard it said, if information was the issue, then we'd all be billionaires with six packs. And yet, I'm not sure how many, you know, in this room that's true for. And so intentionality, accountability, focusing on the right things is often the gap between where we are and where we need to be. And so this group, education felt a little too thin. It's not just about technology, it's about getting better at what you're looking to get better at. As a place. It's not having arrived. And just so you know, with committees, it's not about, I've got the answer and I'm going to teach others. No, I want to learn and grow in these ways, and maybe we'll share it with the rest of the Market Center, but you are the target audience of the work that's happening in the committee. Cindy. There's been some changes with the committee that Cindy's involved with, so she has graciously stepped up to share today.
Yes, I found out about a half an hour ago that I would be talking to you about this. And I'm smart.
Gold star, gold star.
And I'm reading it because this is my first time in the finance committee. So wealth and finance is where I'll be this year. So as you know, in real estate, we are all running our own businesses. And whether you're part of a team like I am, or you're a solo agent, having a grasp of your financials in this business is essential. It's an essential part of succeeding in building wealth over time. The Wealth and Finance Committee exists to help the members gain financial tools to better run their businesses and their lives. From budgets to balance sheets to taxes and goal setting for your personal wealth building, we can get dialed in together. No prior experience or skill necessary. Just an eagerness to learn and grow alongside others. In addition to your finances, the committee helps support the Market Center by providing an extra set of eyes on our budget to ensure that we are maximizing profit share for our agents and making decisions in line with our values. If this sounds exciting and you love numbers, join us. If you're not sure if you feel qualified, consider coming just to check it out. So I really feel like this year I chose this committee because I want to learn a little bit more about how the business side works for KW, but also honing in on what I can do to prepare for the future and my goals of retirement one day. Don't look at it.
Sounds like a complicated conversation. Would you mind distributing these, or two of you guys together? So what we have as Mercedes gets ready to come up and bring us home for this portion of things is just little interest sheets, and not interested is an option on there. So if you all could take one and then get it back to Caitlin or Amanda, and we will be dropping a link in the chat as well. Basically, This is you raising your hand to say what you might be interested in this year. And it's not you're not signing up for the full year. You're not committing for the full year. It's, hey, I'm interested in learning more. So we would love for as many people to plug in as possible. And
Fill it out.
while you don't fill it out yet, because we're not done just yet. And you can circle as many as you want. If you want to do everything, that's great. With that, and did you drop the link in the chat?
Yeah, I'm about to.
All right. For those who are on Zoom, Caitlin is about to drop a survey in the chat that you can fill out in 15 seconds. All right, Mercedes, thank you.
Okay, so if what I'm about to say to you sounds interesting, please circle culture. That'd be great. I'm ADHD a little bit, so I made a little note board here. Ooh.
Nice.
All right, so before we even touch on our vision of what the culture committee is about, I wanted to talk about 6 reasons why it's super important. It increases agent engagement. It decreases any turnover that we have in the office. It creates a strong brand identity. It elevates productivity. It creates top performers. It creates a healthy team environment. So the vision for this year is really to create a brokerage like no other one in the area, to a place where everyone deserves to belong and creates that sense of belonging. A family dynamic where even as we are growing larger, we want to still feel small and even more connected than before. And then really to increase our public awareness too, because goes back to your strong brand identity. So if you want to join the culture lab, we'll call it, please circle culture. And again, it's not a huge commitment, but we are going to do little things where, you know, we can make a difference here. So
Thanks, Mercedes.
we got the bad side of the
And I had Mercedes go last. Every committee is important, but we say that at the end of the day, culture is at the heart of what we do. And culture is everything that we do, but to have a place where we're really zooming in on that is important. And it looks like Caitlin has shared that. So if those online can fill it out, that would be fantastic. All right. Back here, slideshow. And I think, yeah, Rich. Come on down.
Good morning, everybody. Okay. So I'm going to kind of touch on a little bit of everything that we've already talked about this morning, just pieces from everything, which segues really well. I didn't realize that was going to happen. But so to Dee Dee's point with your 1099s, you want to make sure, obviously, that you get that so you can file your taxes. Hopefully, everybody gets a nice tax return. You don't have to owe the IRS, but nonetheless, you want to make sure that you get that. Same thing is true with the division of real estate. You want to make sure that you actually have the correct information with the division. They're also still requiring, as of the last few months, an email address on file. And why is that important? Because so many of us are forgetting to renew our license when it is due. And let me tell you, it's not fun when your license is not renewed, because we get that paper in the mail and I call you and say, guess what? You have to stop everything you're doing and pretend you don't have a real estate license. And I hear the gasp on the other end of the phone. It takes about 2 weeks from the time that you finally finish your stuff and then getting it in, and that's with us overnighting it. So please, please, please make sure you have stuff on file with the division, whether it's your email address and your home address, phone number, whatever it is, keep it on file and keep it updated, because it's very important for you to get those renewals in on time. NAR and OR dues, of course, this time of year, it's already passed. They were due December 31st, so you have a little bit of a grace period for the moment. They need to be paid by the end of January. So if they're not paid by the end of January, we get a nice letter from NAR or the board saying we either pay it or we return your license, and I'm not going to pay it. So I'll just tell you that. So, please get that in. There was probably already a late fee assessed of $25. But if you can't pay it for some reason, if there's a problem, please get with me. You don't need to raise your hand or talk about it now, but please let us know if there's a particular situation that we can help with. Okay. Home inspector. So this up here, the division has come out and basically said, listen, with all these home inspections that everybody is passing on, you as a real estate agent actually might be doing a disservice to your client by saying, yes, you can get the house without doing an inspection, but you're actually hurting them in the long run because you don't know what's in a house. None of us do. The seller's not always going to disclose everything that they should. So unfortunately, the division has said, listen, you really should protect yourselves and your brokerage. And they've come up with a form, which I've kind of changed a little bit. I've added some things, taken away some things. They gave a sample addendum. This is now in .loop under your sales forms. It lists 5 different spots you can list for inspectors that you like to work with. So things you don't want to use are words like recommended or partners or anything like that. So you don't want to allude in any way that you actually have some type of affiliation with these inspectors. You can give them a list of 3 or more. You can give them a list of 0, however you want to do it. But if you are currently using a form right now that says recommended inspector list, get rid of it because you're opening yourself up for a lawsuit. Okay. If you need this in a Word document, let me know. I can send it to you if you want to do a little bit more clean copy, but you can download it in .loop as of the moment, and it is fillable in .loop. But again, if there's something you want to tweak about it to make it for your team a little bit better, that's fine. I'll give you the Word document. Just don't change the legal language, but you can kind of play with the form if you want to. Okay. 2 things that are coming up here at the end of January and one in February. So, you know, a lot of things are going on with diversity, equity, and inclusion in our country. And, you know, the culture committee, whether it's on the finance committee, you know, or planning sessions, getting involved in these things are really important. And Keller Williams is on board with that as well internationally. On January 26th, we actually have a class coming up that is free. If you go to kwlearningcenter.com, you can sign up for it. It's unconscious bias in real estate on January 26th. I highly encourage you to take that because we all have biases, whether you think so or not, whether somebody pulls up in an ugly car, an old car, whatever, everybody has a bias in their life. So, you know, take that. You'll be surprised at what you learn about yourself. The other thing is February 2nd, second follow-up to that class is the color of real estate. I don't know exactly what's going to be involved in that, but that is another free class that they're putting on. So I encourage you guys to all take those classes. So, all right, that's it. Oh, yes.
Sorry, is this form required for our compliance?
You want to make me look bad, don't you?
It's not required, but you're recommending
It's not
it?
required, but it's strongly recommended. I don't want to make you guys have to get another form signed. I realize that it's a pain in the butt to get a lot of these CYA documents signed, so I'm not going to do that to you. Worst case scenario, if it becomes a problem, we may make this form part of possibly the form for the warranty that your clients are passing on. I will really try and keep those to a minimum, but unfortunately, as real estate continues to change, we have to evolve and cover ourselves in the brokerage.
Can this be added to the buyers, when you're in the loop, the whole buyers?
It is.
So
It is in there now. Yep, it's under the sales forms. And if for some reason it's not, it's probably because you've created your own version of the sales documents in your own loop somehow, or in your .loop. Let me know, but it is in there. It's under miscellaneous forms and it's under the sales forms. It's already populated. Yep. Okay, thanks, guys.
CYA.
Yep.
Thanks, Rich. All right. I believe Cliff and Jessica, come on down.
Guys, how's it going?
Morning.
Good.
Good morning. All right. You want to go over a couple? Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure and go over a quick couple of things, guys. So if you can, next Wednesday, okay, we're having the appraiser come in, and we're having our appraisal management guy come in. So it'll be January 19th. It'll be at 11 o'clock, I believe, and it should be here. I really think it's going to be beneficial, you know, for you guys to attend if you can. If not, you know, Zoom, you know, I'm sure we can try to figure that out to have it on Zoom as well. But I think it's going to be really beneficial for you guys to ask questions. You know, he's going to give a great market update on what's going on with the market, what's going on with, you know, with housing prices, you know, what's going on with sales and all those types of things. And we'll kind of just be able to give you a little taste of what we can offer and how we handle things on a day-to-day basis in regards to appraisals. So Brandon Burns is our appraisal management guy through Appraisal Management Solutions. It's wonderful because he actually sits in our office. Okay, this isn't somebody that we have to go to another appraisal management company and, you know, and wait on the phone and go through 2 or 3 people. If there's an issue, if we have something that comes up, we just go right to Brandon. That's what's great. I mean, there's not too many mortgage companies, guys, that actually have the appraisal management company in your office, okay? So that's another thing that we're trying to do to make sure that we're getting you guys the best service, getting your clients the best service, and so forth. So we just really wanted to make sure and kind of, definitely touch base on that. And for those that have inquired about our construction to perm program, we had a call this morning with our team management team, and we finally got an ETA. So hopefully what they're thinking is within the next month or two, our CP program should be able to be fully rolled out. And what's exciting about that is we have every product that's available. We don't just have conventional, we have FHA new construction as well, VA new construction, all those types of things. And we'll educate you guys more, get you some more information on those once that information is given back to us on when we can finally come out of this pilot stage that it's in and officially roll out. So we'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, if any event you could come to, this is going to be one of them, just to meet Brandon. If you ever have any issues, like Cliff was saying, we are extremely lucky. We're one of the only branches is in cross country that has their own appraisal management person that can speed up our appraisals, go over any issues. So we're extremely lucky to have that. And then also towards the end of the month, we're going to be going over, I'm going to teach a class on understanding the difference with closing costs and different lenders, and why other lenders can offer, or you hear that they're offering something and things and how it compares to cross country. The biggest difference between like Cliff and I and other lenders is that we're more of advisors when it comes to our customers' financials. We look at every aspect of how we can save the customer money. The last second opinion that I did for a client, we saved them $7,000 in PMI insurance over the life of the loan. So we're going to kind of go over some examples and show you like what we do differently. So when you are talking to clients, it might be a good idea to get a second opinion so we can go over their financials and really advise them on what they're about to spend, because it's one of the biggest purchases that they'll make. So we'll have that towards the end of the month, and hopefully you guys can come to that too.
That'd be great.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Just a note on that, our end of year survey that we did back in November.
I'm sorry, we get questions. I'm sorry about that. Yes. Should have gave time for that.
I know.
I was curious,
Sorry.
can
No, you're good.
agents from other offices come to this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good idea.
Anybody wants to come can join.
Okay, Cliff's profit share tree growing. Our end of year survey, when we asked what do people want, what do you need more of, there were a handful of people said appraisal stuff, just with pricing and how do we handle this market. So you spoke, we listened, so come. It's going to be good, and lunch is provided from what I understand. Okay, great. I saw that somewhere, so I got that in there. Fantastic. Lynn, how's it going?
Oh, it's going.
It's going. That's such a Lynn response.
In case you guys missed it, in December, the Command mobile app came out. It's really, really awesome. We'll bias, but I really like it. And if you don't use Command, there's a great spot for tasks in there to keep you organized. If you don't have something to keep you organized, the tasks, it's a really good setup for tasks. The mobile app, if I've already talked to you about commissions and compliance, will give you notifications on your phone. So the KW Command app will give you notifications for if your compliance has been rejected, if it's accepted, if your commissions are accepted. I don't think you reject them, but they're usually accepted. It'll tell you right away. It'll give you a description. So you just don't have to go into Command and look at the little bell. Compliance and commissions, I'm still working through the PC group. I'm almost done. I got maybe like a stack of 20 more people to do, and then I'm done. If I've already gone through you need help, or anyone needs help, the legacy group guide under the text section, you can reach me, just shoot me, fill out the form, and I will give you a call.
Thanks, Lynn.
Yep.
Lynn is providing a lot of value to a lot of our agents right now. So if you're not utilizing tech, and you might think, oh, but I don't use Command, like you might be surprised at the ways that she's able to help you in getting smarter about your business, and not just teaching you how to, but actually helping you to do that. So thankful for you, Lynn. All right, Gina, come on up. Gina and I are going to have a little bit of a conversation As we've talked, this year is about intention, it's about commitment, it's about focusing on the right things. And so we've talked about, hey, it's actually on our Market Center GPS for all of you to have a GPS. And so Gina does this a lot with our newer agents. So we're going to talk through both the GPS and the 411 just briefly to give you some kind of hooks to hang things on as far as what it is and the role it plays in your business.
Yeah, so quarterly we meet for coaching to be able to start your GPS, and then we follow back up in a quarter to see where you're at with your GPS, if any revisions need to be made. So anyone can do that, and certainly reach out to us. We're happy to guide you through that process, because when you look at the blank piece of paper, you're kind of like, gosh, what do I put where? We like to focus on your goal in units, and of course, then the money follows. So I don't like to say I want to make, because everyone always says $100,000. I don't know what that number means or why that's the number, but it seems to be. It's, I want to sell 24 houses, or I want to sell 40 houses, or I want to sell 80 houses, and then the money will just follow. And then we try to work our way down that graph. So you need to have a focus on what your 3 main priorities are going to be. So for example, for people especially that are new, one of the columns probably should be knowledge, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be just new people, because I'm still learning, everyone's still learning. One of the things on my GPS, my personal one, is still knowledge, to be able to learn more things, to be able to share more with our group and everyone here. So what that might look like, and I'll just use that example, if one of your priorities is knowledge, the 5 strategies should be measurable things. And so I think this, when I'm reviewing people's GPS when they start it, before they come meet with me, is they have just random things listed that aren't necessarily measurable. So measurable meaning we'll attend 2 classes a week. You can measure that. Or we'll read 12 books this year. So that's something that you can measure. You can check it off your list. Things like that. Another priority would probably be building my database. And under building my database, you should have, will lead generate for 1 hour a day. People tend to make the mistake of thinking nurturing their leads and lead generating is the same thing in the same hour. But if you're nurturing business, that's a lead you already generated. So make sure that you have that separate as your time blocking. So another thing would be there is probably time blocking, or any other thing that you do in your business to grow your business as a priority should be that 3rd priority. But just making sure that all of the 5 strategies are something that you can either have a deadline. So like one of the things I have is I'll implement this by February 1st. And then if that happens, I need to replace it with something else. Comments on that? Or questions from anybody?
So it works up. You know, you can't, like she said, you can't control whether you make $100,000, but you can control what you spend your time on. So every strategy you put in place, it's not a hope, it's a wish, it's an activity that you can control. It's measurable, it's time bound, and it's controllable.
And you're gonna weigh that. I like to use the analogy of losing weight. If I want to lose 20 pounds, then my priority should be working out. And then my strategies should be, will ride my Peloton 45 minutes in the morning every day, or go to the Y 3 times a week. Because then if I want to lose 40 pounds, that should be increased. If I want to lose 10 pounds, it can be decreased. So you should have those strategies, and the amount of time that you're doing something, make sure that that makes sense to what the goal is, right? So you're going to adjust that depending. Lots of dual career people, they want to sell maybe less, and that's okay. You're going to have your own goal. There's not anything that's right or wrong about it. I have people that want to just sell enough houses to pay back their dues and their Hondros this year. And that's okay too. You can still build a GPS around that. Makes sense. I am going to be putting together a group. Someone who's graduated coaching asked if we could still do a GPS together. So I said, absolutely. So sometime in February, I haven't looked at the calendar yet. I am going to kind of put together a little mini back to growing smaller groups, mentor group that we can get together and bounce some ideas off of each other that are in our mentor group. So yeah.
Fantastic.
You
Then,
wanna go over the 411?
yeah, we'll talk about the 411. So the 411, and it's often confused. Wait, what's the difference? They kind of look similar. I'm moving from big to small. The 411 takes what is you're strategizing for. What did I say here? The GPS sets the course, and then the 411 puts it in action and on your calendar. So they're not wholly tied. Another difference between the 411 and the GPS is the 411 has a personal element to it. You're not just a business machine. You have a personal life. You have personal goals. There's your finances. There's your physical health. There's spiritual health. There's lots of different elements that you can choose. But for you to be able to say, hey, at the end of this year, I will have one personally because I've accomplished these 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Five is what's there, but you can modify. Don't do more than 5, because if you're aiming at everything, then you're aiming at nothing. But then you chunk it down. Okay, let's just use the example of selling 24 houses. Okay, one of my professional annual goals is to sell 24 houses. Okay, in January, what does that mean I need to do? Okay, we could divide and say I need to sell 2 houses, or we could say I need to sign X number of clients, or I need to go on X number of appointments, kind of utilizing the economic model up the funnel, so to speak. And then you break that down and say, okay, if I'm looking to go on 6 listing appointments this month, I need to go on average 1.5 a week. So I'm going to set a weekly goal to go on 2 listing appointments and to have 20 conversations with new leads. That's just an example of taking the annual and breaking it down. So really the weekly section there at the bottom is something that you're modifying every single week. Friday afternoon or Sunday evening or whatever makes sense for you to say, okay, what did I accomplish? What do I need to roll into the next week? And so it kind of provides your marching orders, whereas the GPS provides the plan, if that makes sense. Christian, do you want to editorialize? I know you utilize the 411 on a consistent basis.
Yeah, right now we're working on models. This has been a lot for last year. With our 411, we utilize it just how you say it. It's pretty straightforward if you have your GPS set up.
Great. Put him on the spot. He wasn't expecting that. You got to be warned when you're coming in live. All right. So we are going to transition, and I've got printouts of the GPS that I'll have on the back table for you to grab during lunch. And I think Caitlin might have dropped them in the chat as well for folks to download. We want you to feel empowered to utilize these things. All right. What did I do with that? Go to the next slide. You got it there. We will hear from Miss Andrea.
Hey, Keller Williams Legacy Group. I am out of town this week, but I wanted to send you guys a special message. A, to say hello, and I'm so sorry that I can't be there. And B, I think most of you guys saw an announcement that there's a very special person joining us at Stonegate. So we just wanted to take a minute and let you guys know that she's joined us. So her email is sam@stonegatetitleagency.com. Of course, you know her phone number, and she'll be around and talking to you guys. And of course, if you need anything, you can always call her or I. But just wanted to make that special announcement to you guys. All right, talk to you later.
Awesome. We are excited for Sam and excited for that for Stonegate. I liked her appearance there. That was just that tickled me. Yeah, and she'll be doing business development, so establishing relationships with us, working with our folks in Worcester, Ashland, Mansfield as well. We did, for those that are out that way, on yesterday or maybe it's today. Jose, you might be able to tell me. Stonegate opens an office in Mansfield. So as we seek to provide that level of service consistent from here to there, that should help us in that regard. Oops, forgive me.
Hey, Keller Williams Legacy Group.
Hey, Andrea. All right, Caitlin.
All right.
So dark carpets for.
Hello. So a few things coming up, a very sad, unfortunate thing. We have canceled the Ring in the New Year with Legacy party at the end of this month, just due to the COVID environment and the uncertainty. And we want everyone to feel comfortable and utilize
that space and utilize the event for when everyone will show up. So stay tuned for further details. But as of right now, it is canceled. Well, it is canceled, period.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
So we're sorry about that, but we thought it was for the best, acting with wisdom. I wanted to just comment real quick about what Nate shared with us earlier. It was a little unclear. He will be doing a class that explains this offer, but the actual offer itself is $20 a month. He does 2 social posts for you a week. So 8 posts in a month for $20, and he'll post it on your business page on Facebook, and then you share it to your personal page and customize it. And the posts are really nice. So he'll explain a little bit about that and how he can get you more followers, and the post will have more visibility. He shared an example of a post that this person had 350 friends, but then it was visible to 500 people. So it was visible to more friends than they actually had. So if you're interested in that, go to ugamarketing.com. And then next week we have our class with Rich, what to know about real estate. This is really a good class for new agents or agents that need a refresher of all things real estate. So it will definitely be a beneficial class. So we hope you can be there. And it's not over yet.
But wait.
We have a little bit to hear from Keller Concierge. So
Yes, so we want to, KW as a company wants to continually ask the question of how they can provide as much value to you as you seek to own your clients and own the market that you're in. And so there's an array of services that apply to that, but one that we're excited that's rolling out in our market now is with a program called Keller Offers. You all have heard of programs perhaps similar to this, but we are joined by Jennifer today. And there I see Jennifer, and she's going to share a little bit more about what that means for you and kind of next steps to learn more.
Perfect, awesome. And would I have the ability to screen share just a few slides today?
Yes, I will. What do I need to do with you?
Let's see, sometimes it's making me a co-host and I can reassign that after.
Right.
Whatever you prefer.
I will. Just saying allow to record. Caitlin is not here. Maybe I can.
If you click on her and right click.
Oops. Put in waiting room, rename, allow to pin. Forgive me for not being prepared on this.
No worries.
Maybe if I can unpin.
Are you the main host or is Caitlin the main host?
Caitlin is the main host. Oh, Caitlin, can you make Jennifer a co-host? Sorry about that.
Perfect. Awesome. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So you should be able to see my slides now. Hi,
Sure
everyone.
can.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak at your office meeting for a few minutes this morning. My name is Jennifer, and I'm over marketing and communications here at Keller Offers. So before we dig into the concierge programs and what they are, how to get certified, we did just want to clarify for everyone in today's recall that Keller Offers as a company, we do consist of multiple programs. We did originally start out with a cash offer iBuyer program about 2.5 years ago. And that program is not what we're talking about today. That is not yet available in your area, but we will absolutely keep you updated once it is. And I just wanted to make that clear since I know some of you may understand Keller Offers from the iBuyer program specifically. We also have a Keller Concierge program that is currently available today in your area. So this consists of a ready to sell side for any sellers that need to prepare their homes for the market, and a ready to stay side for any general homeowner or buyer client that wants to do renovation with the intention to stay in that home rather than sell. So today we're really just giving you a little sneak peek of this program and telling you how you can get trained and certified. And then we may be back in a future office meeting to give you more of a deep dive into the program and both of the sides, both stay and sell. But just the program at a glance. This Ready to Sell program allows you the ability to help your sellers prepare their homes for the market while avoiding any upfront costs or hassle. So this concierge program is all about improving a home's marketability, selling faster on the market, or selling for more money. As we all know, homes are rarely ready to put on the market as is. So sometimes it's just a little bit of extra TLC to help the buyers visualize themselves in this space. So through this program, this is just a small list of items that can be accomplished. So we can do items like staging your next listing prior to putting it on the market. We can do cosmetic renovations, such as updating colors, finishes, and features. And we can address first impression items like the landscaping of the house or paint, interior and exterior. Keep in mind, through this program, your sellers get to take out a personal loan that's 0% interest for 12 months. And these services are repaid from the proceeds of their home sale. So they are able to do these projects, even if they don't have the cash in pocket, they're able to take that 0% for 12 months loan out themselves. We just wanted to show you an example of a project so you can see renovation items that have been happening. So this is actual approved vendor work that's been complete, and this home specifically is in Atlanta, Georgia. Here, specifically in the kitchen, we color matched appliances, we replace backsplash and countertops, and we save the client some money by painting over cabinets rather than trying to do a full removal and replacement. This is that same home in Atlanta, Georgia. And here, the old deck had a big hole right outside of the back door, making it unusable and dangerous. So we tore down the rotted deck and rebuilt the new one, which is what you are seeing here. This project specifically had a return on investment to the client of $61,000 additionally, thanks to the program. Once you do take our required training, which is what we're talking about next, you will also have access to our agent marketing materials. So we are arming you with social media graphics, mailer postcards, flyers, and more. This is a great campaign to get out the door early here in 2022. And if your clients think about anything real estate related, including renovation, we want them to turn to you, their Keller Williams agent, first every single time. So I'm sure all of you are thinking, how can you get started marketing and utilizing these concierge tools? The first and only required step is taking our free training. Training does take about 2 hours in total, but in that 2 hours, you're learning a lot of key content. So you're learning more about eligible projects, overall process, required documentation, resources, and more. You get to take that training on demand in segments as well. So you can knock out 10 minutes today, 20 minutes tomorrow, or the whole class in one sitting on an evening or weekend. To get started, you will go to app.kelleroffers.com. That is app.kelleroffers.com. And to find the on-demand training, you will just select Ready to Sell from the drop-down on the top right-hand corner of your page. I did want to mention that in the main part of your page, you may see some information about live classes, and we do not have any live classes here in January. So the fastest and most recommended option will be taking that class on demand. Same exact content. The first time that you ever create your account with us, I did want to set expectations for a couple of items we will need from you. The first item is your KW email. This is required because we are here exclusively for Keller Williams agents. So this is just used as a measure of authentication. The second component is looking for your Market Center ID. That is just looking for your Market Center number, which is 793. Here's that link one last time to get started. It is app.kelleroffers.com. Once again, there's no class fee. This is a free program exclusively for you as a Keller Williams agent. You can get started and finished with on-demand training as soon as today. And if you do have any questions whatsoever as you're getting started, please email us anytime by emailing questions@kelleroffers.com. But I wasn't sure if we had a couple minutes to answer any initial questions today, or if we wanted to send those to the email. Either one works for me.
Yeah, I think we are just right on time. So I think if you guys do have questions, the questions at kelleroffers.com would be the place to go.
Perfect. And I'll add that to the chat. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Jennifer. We appreciate you joining us. All right. Fantastic. Well, folks, it is 12:01. Thank you for hanging with. Just a couple quick things. You have the sheet. You may be wondering about a couple of those things. So the Living Bold is basically, hey, if you know that you need to get more serious about lead gen, there's a couple of different ways to do that. There's a Wednesday morning group, and then there's a Thursday lead gen power hour group as well. But these are places to say, hey, I need some accountability and some encouragement and some energy around those things. So plug in with that. Whoa, it's weird seeing plug in 3 places. I feel like I'm in the Matrix right now. Then the small group opportunities, that's a vague and broad at this point. There's a couple of different ideas around related to the PC program, related to some things that I'm working on. And so if you say, hey, I'd love to be able to connect more intimately in a more kind of casual relational way with others, circle that. That's broad, but for those that are interested, we'd love to be able to plug you into more meaningful relationships. With that, I believe we're good.
Mark?
Pizza. Yes.
Are we presenting?
I was unsure on that. I thought you were connected with Jennifer, Liam. Forgive me.
Oh, okay, no. So we have a command integration, but it's not the same. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, because I know you've been here, folks. If you have to go ahead. But if you can just give us a couple of minutes, Liam, forgive me for my lack of clarity there. Go ahead.
Okay. It's going to be Justin that's going to be presenting. If you can give him control quickly. Sorry.
Justin, you there?
Unmuting here. Yep, I'm here. Ooh, let me just adjust the camera here real quick.
Oops.
There we go.
All right. Sorry about that.
No worries.
No problem at all. So I could see how with the new, hold on one second. It's not sharing yet. So I'm still disabled here.
We're making you the co-host now.
Okay,
You should be
sounds
good.
Okay, perfect. All right, here we go. So I could see how there'd be a little bit of confusion in what we do, because we are very much so like a concierge service, but what we do is a little bit different than what Keller Williams is doing with KW Offers, in that we actually set up, disconnect, and transfer all the clients' utilities and home services that are going through the moving process. So we've been working with Keller Williams going on close to 8 years now. We started and were founded as a company in Austin, Texas, just as Keller Williams was, and started working with their Southwest Market Center, and then we worked on a nationwide rollout thereafter. So the best way to describe what we do is we're essentially a home concierge service for the utility portion of everything. So whenever you have a client going through the buying, selling, leasing process, you simply send the client over to us. We're going to reach out on your behalf, and then we'll set up, disconnect, transfer all the client's utilities and home services. And this is a completely complimentary service for both the real estate agent with Keller Williams, and then also your client as well. Now, we've made it super simple to take advantage of. You simply go to kw360connect.com. Once you get there, you're going to toggle between the top 3 options, such as a buyer, seller, and a renter tab. Once you fill out the brief fields and you click submit, that's all you're going to have to do. We take care of everything else from there. Now, a lot of times we work with transaction coordinators, big teams, and they're going to put some additional co-head of households or additional point of contacts here in the comment section. That's a great place so we can keep additional parties there in touch throughout the process as we take the client through it. Now, one thing that I really do want to mention before moving on from this slide is that this is something that you want to take care of for your clients. So rather than, sending them over to this link or giving them one of our marketing materials, which I'll cover here in just a moment, you want to take the 10, 20, 30 seconds to fill out this form. And then once you do, we're going to receive that client's information. We're going to send an introduction email right here on your behalf that's going to make it a nice, smooth, warm process for them. We do recommend that you submit the client over to us as soon as they go under contract, or at least 2 weeks in advance. The last thing we want somebody to do is to end up on a Friday at 4 o'clock. The seller's already disconnected, and we're in a rush trying to make sure that all their services get set up. Or unfortunately, maybe the services get turned off and you can't do the final walkthrough and close there on the property. So we're here to help you make sure it's going to be a nice, smooth process for the tail end of the transaction. Now, once the client does receive this introduction email, they're going to click on a calendar link here so they can schedule a specific date and time that works best for them to get started with their new home consultant. One nice thing about us is every single one of our clients is assigned to one single point of contact that's going to go to work from them for the very beginning to the very end of the process here with us. Now, after we speak to the client, we're going to figure out exactly where they're at in their process. Maybe they've already got started on some of their services and we just need to fill in the gaps. Maybe we do need to figure out what options are going to be available to them. Maybe they haven't moved in 10, 20, 30 years, whatever the case may be. So we're going to pull up that address. We're going to figure out what available options are going to be able to connect for them. And then they'll make the selections and we'll make all the connections. So we'll be able to take care of everything from the electric to the gas to the water, sewer, trash, cable, internet, movers, pretty much anything you can think of as a new home service provider. We'll be able to make it a nice, smooth, streamlined process there for them. Now, one thing that's really nice about us that a lot of our clients and realtor professionals really do like is that there's no pressure sales involved with what we do. Since we do work with all providers, we simply figure out who's going to be offering service there, and then we can transfer that service at typically an even better rate than they're currently paying right now without changing any potential contract terms. Also, our prices are going to be a little bit better than what the client can call or get online. So there is a cost saving benefit. Last year in 2021, we did see that we saved clients over $700 a year by setting up their home services with 360 Home Connect. Now, once we send out a final detailed itinerary, this is going to be CC'd with any co-head of household, a transaction coordinator, and anybody else that wants to be corresponded with throughout the transaction. That way, by the time both you and the client get to the closing table, you can have peace of mind knowing that everything is going to be set up and taken care of for them. Now, we do know, unfortunately, these closing dates are going to change. So if anybody does have to change their potential closing date, rather than having them call, wait on hold, go through multiple different phone prompts with all the different providers, they just simply reach out to their personal home consultant and we'll reschedule everything for them. Now, one nice thing about us is we are not a direct-to-consumer company. We only work strictly within the real estate community. So everything that we do is designed to give back to the real estate agent that we're working on behalf of. This is just a funny little testimonial that we got. Said I was used Kelly Williams again just for 360. We should have had them fix, the clerical error there. But, it's just a funny one that we typically use with our Keller Williams presentations. What we do on a little more of a personal level, which we usually highlight as well, is that anytime that we do get a testimonial on one of our social media outlets, we're going to tag the real estate professional that we were working on behalf of, as well as the office. That way you can share that within your social network, and you can show the level of service that you're offering your clients. If you read Gary or Jay or any of the books out there that have been written under the Keller Williams umbrella, they always talk about the number one thing you can do to separate yourself in the market is going to be to offer value. And this is a great way you can offer a tremendous amount of value with just spending about 10, 20, 30 seconds with getting the client over to us. Now, we do offer some marketing materials. These are going to be free for the agents to take advantage of. you simply just send the client over to us. They simply just make a submission here to support at 360homeconnect.com. And then once they make that submission, we're going to go ahead and customize this in any way that they like. So we can do a headshot. We can do a customized link for, you know, a specific team under the Keller Williams umbrella. However they'd like to customize this, we're more than happy to do that. We typically churn these out in about 24 to 48 hours for them. And that's it. I tried to go as fast as I could here. I missed
Awesome.
trying to
You
have
did.
somebody take a phone call as well. So I appreciate you getting us in. And if anybody has any questions, more than happy to answer them.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin, and thanks, Liam. Appreciate you guys. And thanks everyone for hanging on a little bit past. We can stop share there. And yeah, you guys have a good one. And I had a PSA, but it's escaping me. All right. Thanks for your extra 10 minutes. You guys have a good one.
Perfect. Thanks
Peace.
a lot. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yeah.